just watch.
All right, hello everyone. It's Zach McCrite and Todd Lisenbee from Zach and Todd, 9 to noon here on the franchiseok.com. That's what we do. We look in the camera.
Gotcha.
That's what we do on video. We're here to talk Big 12 with you. So, Todd, Kansas has won the Big 12 regular season title, but now we're looking forward to the Big 12 tournament. Does Kansas have any chance of running the table in the Big 12 tournament and being a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament?
I think they do. I think you disagree with me on that, but I think they have a chance for sure. They're playing in the best conference in America. They played strength of schedule wise the best schedule in America. Yes, they had 6 losses, but they won outright the best conference in the country. Plus, they're going to win the tournament if that happens. I think now I'll say this. I think you said run the table. They've got to beat Oklahoma first on Saturday.
That's right.
And then if they beat Oklahoma, if they run the table at the Big 12 tournament, I think they should be in line for a 1 seed, personally.
Yeah, I mean, if the right teams lose, in the other conferences during championship week, then I think it's certainly possible. But in the instance that Wisconsin wins their Big Ten tournament, that Villanova wins the Big East tournament, and that either Virginia or Duke, does it really matter if one of them wins?
One of them would have to get beat early.
I mean, you'd have to get beat really early. Then
And
I just
Virginia
don't.
might still be okay if they get beat early.
That's right, and I just don't see. I don't see it. I mean, me personally, I don't see it. So that'll be a tough one. We'll see what happens. It's a long way for Kansas to go too. It's not like they're always great in the Big 12 tournament. Oklahoma State. Now they beat TCU over the weekend, or over the course of the week. Have West Virginia over the weekend. Did they kind of solidify their spot in the NCAA tournament with that TCU win?
I don't know if they solidified it, but I think they kept
2 straight
themselves-
losses keeps them out?
It could. I think 2 straight losses and they're in, but they're going to need no upsets to happen in conference tournament week. I think there are other teams that could play their way in front of them, and there are teams that maybe will be an at-large that we've got penciled in right now as a conference champion that could be in front of them. The committee, when it gets down to 1 or 2 or 3 teams, they take into account a lot of things, but one of the big ones is your last 12. And Oklahoma State is trending downward right now.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. Look.
I mean, last night was a must-win.
I think we're both in agreement. Let's stop
Against
with the
TCU.
must-wins.
It was a must-win.
Stop with the must-wins. I think we're both in agreement, though. They beat West Virginia. That probably locks them up a spot.
I would think so.
I mean, even if they lost in the first round of the Big 12, I think
the bad news for Oklahoma State is the first round of the Big 12 for them is probably going to be against TCU or Texas Tech.
Well, that would be another one you probably can't lose, right?
Well, I take that back. If they're a 6 seed, which is what we'd expect them to be, right?
Yeah, they'd be playing a 3 out of the gate.
They'd be playing a 3 out of the gate. You're right. If they
wouldn't have to play. If you're a 6 seed, you don't have to play in that first game.
Right. If you fall and you've got to play in that first round, which I think they still mathematically can be a 7 seed.
Yeah, that's right.
Then they would have to play TCU or Texas Tech, and that's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, you better win that one. Oklahoma.
Just win a postseason game. That's where I'm at right now.
I know. I'm kind of at the point now. I mean, I know we keep on talking about this on the radio, but are they ready? Do they look like a team to you that you're like, yep, you know what? I'm confident they're ready to prosper. They look like a team that's ready to prosper.
It's funny you say that, but in the first half against Iowa State, they did.
Well, yeah, they've had good halves. Second half against Kansas too. They've had great halves.
I know. I think that's for Oklahoma this season. I think they're about where we expect them to be in the Big 12. It's a huge disappointment that you didn't at least give yourself the chance to play for a share on Saturday by blowing that lead against Iowa State. But as far as season expectations go, they're right about where we expected them. Now, postseason expectations, the second weekend is my expectation for them. I don't know that I trust them to get there, to be honest with you, because I don't know that they can put 4 halves together, and you've got to do that in the tournament to get to the second weekend. And I don't know when was the last time I saw them do that. And it's weird I'm saying that, and they've won 8 out of 10.
I love how you've got them in the second weekend when they've not won a tournament game under
Well, I'm just saying that's the expectation. And I think that they have the talent to get there for sure. But they've got to put a full game together.
And can we say this just once and for all Big 12 teams, Oklahoma, we're looking at you too. Can we just not lay down for Kansas anymore in terms of this Big 12 championship in the regular season? I mean, West Virginia, the hell. right?
Yeah, and I don't know how the seeding's all going to shake out.
Oklahoma dropping one to Iowa State. I mean, the hell.
Yeah. I don't know how the seeding's all going to shake out, but there's a good chance that Oklahoma falls into that 4. I don't know if they can fall all the way to 5. But if they get beat by Kansas Saturday, they can certainly fall to 4, and that means you're playing Kansas in the semis, not in the finals of the Big 12 tournament if you get that far.
But it all starts with beating Kansas on Saturday. That's Todd Lisenbee. I'm Zach McCrite, and we just did a video for you on – you just salute.
I did.
On thefranchiseok.com. You're welcome, Jerry. We'll see you.
Don't believe me, just watch.